my name is Trinity, and if you're here to talk about books, because that's why I'm here, to talk about books. Today, we will be doing round 2 of my TBR 10. This will be the first TBR 10 for 2021. I started it in December just to give myself a feel for how I liked this setup, and I have enjoyed it. You guys can go back and look through my past TBR 10 to see what this is all about, why I started it, and to see the books that I read, the books I DNF'd, and it might surprise you to find that some of the books that I DNF'd were not on my bottom rated on my TBR. You might be surprised to find that I gave some of the bottom rated books on my TBR the highest ratings because I adored them. They were weird or something else quite fascinating, and I enjoyed them. To start us off, I always go from the lowest rated to the highest rated, whether I'm doing a TBR, whether I'm doing a wrap-up, anything like that. We always go from the lowest rated to the highest rated. Coming in at a 3.33 would be the lowest rated book on my current physical TBR, and that would be The House of Velvet and Glass by Catherine Howe. I enjoyed the physic book of Deliverance, Dane. It was an odd little duck, but I liked it. And this is another offering from Catherine Howe, so I wanted to give it a go. Just look at the cover. We all know, say it with me, I'm a sucker for a good cover. So the blurb says, Catherine Howe returns with an entrancing historical novel set in Boston 1915, where a young woman stands on the cusp of a new century, torn between loss and love, driven to seek answers in the depths of a crystal ball. Still reeling from the dust of her mother and sister on the Titanic, we all know that that is a buzzword for me, Sybil Alston is living a life of quiet desperation with her taciturn father and scandal-plagued brother in an elegant townhouse in Boston's Back Bay. Trapped in a world over which she has no control, Sybil flees for solace to a parlor of a table-turning medium. So we all know that I love mystical, magical elements in my books, and I think I'll probably like this one. The last 3.33 I definitely enjoyed, and that was Dracula the Undead. So, oh, and you guys are breaking my heart. 77 Shadow Street by Dean Koontz. I love Dean Koontz. I know not all of his books are phenomenal, but really, 3.34, is it really that bad? I guess I will find out for myself. I love Dean Koontz. I love Dean Koontz more than Stephen King. Dean Koontz is more straightforward. Stephen King tends to blabber, and I can't stand it. Makes the pacing slow. Y'all have heard the spiel. So I really hope that I enjoy this. This isn't a Dean Koontz that I've heard a lot about. Could be that it's just not that great. He writes so many novels that can't all of them be good. You like my Oklahoma grammar there? But I'm actually really excited to get to this one. This one's been on my shelf for quite a while. Okay, the next book on my list comes in at a 3.41, which isn't a bad rating. 3.5, that generally means I like a book. So I'm actually hoping that I do like this one. It's Margaret Stoll's Icons, and I bought this for no particular reason whatsoever. It was $4. That's why I bought it. And reading what people have said about it, epic in scale and exquisite in detail, a haunting futuristic fable of loss and love. I love this book. It's raw and riveting. a scorched earth future vision that feels frighteningly real, full of passion, deep truths, and the kind of power that people only find when they're driven far, far past their limits. Sounds like a book I will really enjoy. So I do hope that I like this one. I am not having any 5-star predictions for this one, but I want to give it a go. It sounds up my alley. We shall see. And I want to say, like, I guess when the Hunger Games came out, I went through a huge dystopian, like, buying frenzy. I needed to own all of the dystopian novels. I needed to have them. I needed to read them. And then I hit Red Rising. And Red Rising turned the tide for me. I did not enjoy Red Rising. And it was upon reading Red Rising that I realized dystopian novels have a formula. And when I realized that, like, I had a real hard time reading any more dystopian novels. So my journey with Red Rising is quite a tale, but I have not read one in quite some time besides Year One by Nora Roberts. But I'm interested to get back into them and see if I like them as much as I did in the past. Hi, Charlie. You gonna come lay down with me? Sorry, my doggy wanted to lay with me and I needed to adjust. Okay, the next one, that is a 3.42. Sad face, because I just bought this one very recently. And I have a soft spot in my heart for Robin Hood. That would be The Forest Queen by Betsy Cornwell. And I am so excited to read a female retelling of this tale. And it's so short. Like, I can't imagine not liking this. Could the writing be absolutely horrible? It could. That could happen. But I can't imagine not liking a book about Robin Hood. It's crazy to me. This next one comes in at a 3.43, and I will be completely honest with you. I have absolutely no idea what this book is about. But again, it was part of my I need to own all of the dystopian novels. And it is The Young World by Chris Weitz. And like I said, don't know much about it, but I really hope I like this one and Icons, because I really want to get into some more dystopian novels. Now, I realize that both of these are young adult, and I have not been enjoying young adult recently, so we will see how I feel about this. But I am also excited that it's short, because, oh my goodness, guys, the top 5 this month are some chonkers. Some real sturdy fantasy novels, and I'm a little intimidated. I'm also going to be reading Elantris. Jeez Louise. Okay, that is the bottom 5 on my TBR. Let's get into the top 5. So the lowest rated of my top 5 would be The Blood Mirror by Brent Weeks. Yes, this book is a chonker. I already know I'm going to get through it in a few days. I absolutely love this series. I absolutely love Brent Weeks' writing. I realize the whole sexism in his writing is a thing. I don't care. I like the way he writes. So, jumping back into my favorite series? Yes, please. Well, my second favorite series. The next lowest rated of my top 5 would be The Book Thief Don't ask me to say that name, please, because I will butcher it. I have heard this book is going to make me cry. I think that I started doing this top 5, bottom 5 just to make myself cry. We had The Nightingale last time. Y'all like to rate emotional books real high on your list, don't you? That's fine. I'll get through it. I will probably try to get the audio for this one because I have heard that it is fairly slow paced. And if it's slow paced, I'm gonna have issues with it. I already know this. And I've heard this book is absolutely brilliant. So we will see if I like it. If I cry, I'll probably cry. And the next one, I don't think I could be more excited for this one to make this list, even though it's again a chunker of a fantasy novel. I really enjoyed the first book in this series, and I said I was ready to move on to the next book. This is the reason I haven't. So coming in at number 3 on my top 5 rated books on my TBR, we have Valor by John Gwynne. I loved Malice. I thought it was brilliant. I thought John Gwynne's writing was fantastic. Super excited to get into this big boy. I'm ready to see where this story goes. I think this is going to be one of my favorite series. This might take down the Lightbringer series. Maybe. We shall see. This next one is a little bit of a cheat. So this is not actually on my physical TBR. However, this is a book that one of my friends kind of threw at me and said, here, read this. So it is on my bookshelf. I have a physical copy. And that would be The House of Earth and Blood, or Crescent City, however you want to look at that, by Sarah J. Maas. And I have never read a Sarah J. Maas before. I've been a little hesitant to read Sarah J. Maas because of the things that I've heard. Oh man, is her writing polarizing. I know it's going to be flowery. I know there's going to be romance. I know that I might hate it and I might love it. It's a pretty divided front here, but it comes in at a 4.43. I'm going to attribute that to the Maas lovers, her fandom, because I don't believe that this is going to be a 4.43 for me. It could, but I really don't think it will. Just because of what I've heard and my personal taste. We'll see. And again, the top rated book in my TBR. I've said I was going to get to this book soon. Recently did a haul with this book in it. Told you I was gonna get to it this month. Well, I will, because it is the top rated book on my TBR as of right now, Muse of Nightmares by Laini Taylor. I'm excited to read this, guys. I think it's going to be just as beautiful as Strange the Dreamer. And do I have a 5-star prediction for this book? Very likely. Very likely. And before we go, I want to mention again that Brandon Sanderson is no longer going to be included in the TBR 10 because I am doing a Sanderson read-along. So if you're wondering how I got through this list without coming up on The Way of Kings or Mistborn or any of those, that is because I am going to be doing a Sanderson read-along for 2021. But that will be my TBR 10 for January. Look for the vlogs coming of me reading these books. And I hope this month will be much better than last month, where I DNF'd quite a few. And I'm not ashamed. I DNF stuff if I don't like it. If I don't like it, I'm not going to keep reading it, no matter how many people like it. All right. Like, subscribe, do all the fun things. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.